President's Day. Indiana's only U.S. president is Benjamin Harrison, the 23rd president from 1889 to 1893.
And now, see, the president is giving tours of his Delaware Street home on Monday. Everyone's invited, but right now, we've asked the president to grant us his first interview in ages, really. Please help us welcome President Benjamin Harrison and Charlie Hyde, the CEO of the Benjamin Harrison Presidential Site. Thank you both for being here. I mean, Mr. President, you're just so regal. Thank you so much for being here with us.
It's my pleasure to be here with you fine folks.
Oh, my goodness. Well, you know, before we talk about Monday's event, I have to ask you a few questions, you know, just pertaining to matters of state that I'd like to ask you for the record, if you don't mind.
Sure.
Okay, fantastic. So first, do you have any, you know, confidential or, you know, top secret things hanging out in your house? That seems to be very popular nowadays.
You don't have to answer that, Mr. President.
Oh, right, thank you.
But I can tell you we have over 10,000 artifacts in our collection at the Benjamin Harrison Presidential Site. So locally relevant and nationally significant. So when you come and tour through the museum, you'll learn a little bit more about some of those exciting things that are in the collection.
I really like to read. I feel like we have a lot to read there.
Absolutely.
Unless it says top secret, and then please don't.
Right.
Mr. President, during your term, the national debt was $1.5 billion. Today, it stands at $31 trillion. How did you keep the debt so low?
Well, it was a matter of having a strong economy, supporting business so that businesses could hire many Americans for good jobs, and watching the budget. But certainly, I did dramatically increase the budget during my administration. I presided over the first billion-dollar budget in American history.
Well, and to that point, there were complaints about the billion-dollar budget. And the retort was, well, this is a billion-dollar country.
Oh.
So you just want to spend money in the right places. That's what it comes down to.
Well, Mr. President, I know it's been a while, but, you know, Twitter, let me show you what Twitter is right here. Okay, Twitter plays a really big role in politics nowadays. What was the last tweet that you sent out?
Those are kind of like telegrams, that electronic communication.
Ah, well, I don't remember. I sent out so many. One doesn't stand out in particular.
But during his campaign for presidency in 1888, he did actually have a telegram line installed in his office there in the library, where it's the Benjamin Harrison Presidential Site today. So instantaneous electronic communication.
Really?
Imagine that.
I gave many speeches during the 1888 presidential campaign. I called it the Front Porch Campaign, and I would give those speeches to thousands of folks gathered on our lawn there at our beautiful home, and then we would reduce some of those speeches to printed form and send them out by telegraph to all the newspapers across the nation. It was a very effective campaign tool.
Yeah.
So over 80 speeches to more than 300,000 people. So put Indianapolis in the national spotlight in a way that it had never been before.
Well, I'm very forward thinking, Mr. President.
So do your friends call you Benji?
No, they don't. Typically, they will call me General because I had the honor of serving in the Union Army during the Civil War, and one of my heroes, Abraham Lincoln, appointed me to the rank of Brigadier General. And so I prefer folks calling me General as opposed to Mr. President because of all the sacrifices that I saw made by my fellow soldiers to preserve our liberty and freedom and to expand it to more Americans in the Civil War. Soldiers in the Civil War did call me Little Ben.
Little Ben.
Okay.
Lovingly,
Close
right?
to
His troops.
Well, thank you for your service, General.
Thank you.
Well, Mr. President or General, if you don't mind, let's have some quickie questions for you, okay?
Okay.
All right. Beyonce or Stephen Foster?
Stephen Foster. This one I'm familiar.
Tesla or Model T?
Model T.
Studebaker even, right?
I was the first president of the United States to ride in an automobile.
Really?
Learning so much.
Very much so.
I was supported technology in many different ways.
Absolutely.
I was the first president to use a typewriter in the White House.
What?
Installed electricity.
It's all true. It's all true. Come and learn.
Installed electricity in the White House.
Wow.
And I was definitely a supporter of technology.
So tell us, Stephen King or H.G. Wells?
That's a good one. I am a futurist, so H.G. Wells.
Okay.
Okay, Spotify or gramophone?
Regina phone,
Yes, right.
You got to
Yeah.
see the Regina phone. That's like
right.
cutting edge technology there in the museum. If you come through, be sure to ask to hear the Regina phone.
Yes,
Okay.
you'll enjoy it.
4K or kinetoscope?
Well, President Harrison actually, post-presidency, helped support the very first filmmaking.
Oh.
So he was an investor in early filmmaking. So
I like
even
it.
movies in the 1890s, look on YouTube, you can even see movies from the 1890s, believe it or not. Look on
Renaissance
YouTube.
Man.
Connections with Thomas Edison.
Yeah.
Hey now, okay, Tom.
He was the first president to have his voice recorded.
Oh wow, I
So,
like that.
Lots of firsts, lots of firsts.
All right, last one. Amazon or Woolworth?
Well, I am a supporter of solidifying North America, Central America, South America. Did that as a president and led in that particular effort. So I'll go with Amazon.
Hey,
Pan American Conference under President
right.
Harrison.
I say that we just use his Amazon Prime account.
There we go.
I think it's going to be expeditious. Well, Mr. President, thank you so much for your candor, both of you. Thank you so much. You're a friend of All Indiana. Come back anytime. Create any technology you want.
Come see us anytime you like.
Absolutely.
Enjoyed it
be
very
there.
much. Thank you.
Well, you can meet and take selfies with President Harrison on Monday. Head to allindiana.tv for all the information. And thanks again for being here.
I feel so regal.